Welcome back to the Habit Based Lifestyle Podcast. I'm your host, Jesse Ewell, and today we have two very special guests, the owners of Kyra Care.
You are tuning in to the Habit Based Lifestyle Podcast with your host, Jesse Ewell. This is the Habit Based Lifestyle. Let's go.
Both of them are naturopathic doctors, JheriAnne Preston and Anna Ramos. I want to welcome you guys to today's episode.
Awesome.
Hi.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Hey, very rarely do we get two special guests at once. So I feel lucky to have both of you guys on here today. JheriAnne, we'll start with you. Can you give us kind of a brief 30-second, 1 minute intro just on, you, who you are, what you do, and kind of what made you decide to be a naturopathic doctor?
Oh yeah. So I wanted to be a doctor since I was a kid. My mom had a lot of health issues when I was young, and I saw how conventional medicine worked. And then got older, I was having my own health issues with women's health and PCOS. Still motivated to do something in the holistic world. And then I sought out, actually applied to medical school, and it didn't get in, which is pretty common. Usually 3 times you apply. And then I found out about naturopathic medicine, and that was just the right fit. So I got there. Me and Dr. Ramos we became friends in school. That's where we met. And we started Kyra Care together. And then now I have one of the clinics in North Carolina, and she's there in Bonita, California.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Anna, how about you? Do you want to kind of do a brief intro too?
Yeah. So grew up in a Latino, very kind of holistic household. So always exposed to herbs, natural remedies, and suffered a lot when I was little from asthma. And my mom kind of worked through that with natural alternative therapies. And so I ended up in naturopathic medical school, met JheriAnne. We have a great friendship that was built. We're really close from there. And then after we graduated, we decided on Kyra Care because we wanted to reach tons of patients all across the United States, be able to help people that were in the same situation. And so what has it been, like 6 years now? 6 years now, we've had Kyra Care.
Wow, that's amazing. So, with that being said, a lot of times, you guys go through very extensive schooling, a lot of those things, but like what maybe after, becoming a doctor and kind of starting your own business and doing your own thing, what would you say was the biggest struggle you guys had, um, just with you and your business? What would you say that is? Anna, we'll start with you.
Um, I guess it's getting the exposure, right? You have all this information, you have all these individuals that you want to help. It's kind of getting your name out there and letting them know that you have these services that can help them. So slowly building that, getting people in the door is not easy at the beginning, but once you do get them in and they can see the services that you have to offer, then the referral word of mouth does help the clinic and the exposure grow. So I think the biggest challenge, though, however, is just getting our name out there and letting people know that you're there to provide the service.
Yeah, for sure. What are some of the things that you did in the beginning to kind of put your name out there?
Oh, so lots of networking, went to tons of networking groups, did lots of talks. We use Google ads, Facebook ads. What else did we do? Put up flyers to other businesses. It was a lot. It was a lot of legwork for sure.
Got it. JheriAnne, same question. Like what would you say, you know, you struggled with kind of coming out of school? Because I think everybody gets really excited. It's like,
Yeah.
finally I'm done with this thing, but then now I gotta, start my own business.
Yeah. My path was a little different. So when we first came out, we had this idea of Kyra Care. I actually had twins my last year of medical school, so I had to take a big step back coming out of medical school. I wasn't actually practicing till about 3 years in. and I was helping Anna with the idea of Kyra Care. And then I was in Michigan and I did all like telemedicine for our California office. And in that aspect, like it was just mostly word of mouth. Like I was still seeing some Michigan clients, but it was like friends of friends and family, and then anyone that wanted to do virtual there. But yeah, we've been working the Instagram game since forever. So we were trying to go viral. We were trying just to get people to see who we were. And it was like, how do we get in this algorithm? And we tried it all and it never really took. So we just, like Anna said, found different ways of marketing, Facebook ads and all that.
Yeah, YouTube videos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what does that do for you guys? Like knowing that you have this great product or service, knowing you can really help people, but it's like you can't get it out to the right people or in front of the right people. Like, what does that do for you, after a while?
It's frustrating. It's very frustrating because it's like you see, I mean, as students, we saw the benefits of naturopathic medicine going to the school clinic and we just saw people's lives transform. But if you can't reach people because you don't have the right means or the right tools, it's like it's frustrating because you're speaking into the void, it feels like.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So let me ask you guys this, like what made you, JheriAnne, we'll start with you. What made you guys want to kind of join habit-based lifestyle and kind of like start working with us?
Yeah, I've done a couple like coaching, like weekend things, and no one really seemed like the right fit. We needed someone to like motivate us and give us the tools that we didn't have. And me and Anna were just like talking, like, hey, here's some coaches we know of. And she had mentioned that you had reached out to her. And so we started looking into habit-based lifestyle and just it seemed like the right fit. And we were trying all the things ourselves. We were like putting ourselves on regimens. We were doing something called the 12-week year, or steps you follow. And like, we were still felt like we were doing all the things, but there was something missing.
Good. Anna, what about you?
Yeah. So I follow Dr. Brendan Cochran, and you were on his I guess he had a live channel. And I watched you there and I was like, oh man, I don't know why. It just really resonated with me. We trust you, Jesse, and it's been a great experience working with you. So we're happy that we made this decision. But it stayed in my head. And again, it's part of like one of those things, right? Planting the seed, seeing it. And I spoke to Jerry about it, and I don't know, the decision was made like pretty quickly for us that this was what we needed to do, and it's been good. Yeah.
That's awesome. So let's talk about kind of like, hey, what's been the three biggest lessons you've learned since you've been in our program? And I'll start with you, Anna, and then I'll go over to Jerry, or you guys can share a couple and then switch if you want. um
Yeah.
but would love to hear that.
Yeah, so for me, the first one is definitely changing of my mindset and the way that I approach my patients or my future patients, and changing it to more of a results-based conversation. So when I'm talking to them, it's not just, focusing on all the services I can provide, is how these services can get you to whatever goal it is that you're looking for. And that's usually what's the most valuable piece for most individuals. The other thing is, of course, just gaining more confidence in the way that I speak and the way that I can promote myself and put myself out there. I think I've always been a little more shy in that sense. Even when I was in medical school, public speaking was not my thing. Jerry knows. I hated it. Presentations, I hated it. I was like dreading the day. So putting myself out there has been very big for me. I think that's one of the biggest things that I have learned, and just getting out of that comfort zone.
Yeah.
Good. That's amazing. JheriAnne, what about you?
Yeah. I would say feeding off that, it's like learning to speak the language that our clients and our patients speak. When we're speaking like our doctor minds, like it doesn't really resonate in getting new patients. So learning like how to switch that in order to attract the people that we're really trying to attract, and using like consistency and all the trainings we've got and habit-based lifestyle have helped. And just hiring someone that is an expert. Like we don't know all the things. And when you try to pretend that you do, or you're going to spend more time trying to figure it out rather than just hiring someone that has that tool set.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times I think people can invest a lot on their education, a lot on, the skills that make them to be a doctor. But then when it comes to their business, when it comes to different areas of your business, people tend to not invest, especially in the health space. They tend
Mhm.
not to invest in those areas. Um, what has that done for you guys in terms of like making you better at what you're doing?
Yeah,
Definitely
I
brought
think,
more.
go ahead, Anna.
Just honestly for me, it's just bringing in a lot more discipline and consistency into everything that I'm doing, every single thing. Now I'm not only thinking about the program, I'm not only thinking about like helping patients. I'm like, I have to be consistent with my exercise. Where's my diet? What am I showing to the world, and who do I want to be for myself?
That's awesome. JheriAnne, what about you?
Same, like walking your talk and showing people that like there's a path towards health and wellness and it's a journey and every day you have to wake up and make the decision that you're going to do something different and you're going to do something better. And when people see that in you, you attract people. They're like, I want a piece of that. Like, how can I do that? How can I be better? Um, and for me, like being in a new area in North Carolina, I knew no one here when we moved here 2 years ago. And so this method has helped me like reach the public and reach the community much more effectively.
That's awesome. What would you say have been maybe the two biggest things that have changed for you, JheriAnne, since you started the program, as far as like results you've gotten?
Um, so I would say most of my like work-life balance, understanding like what is the key things I need to focus on instead of what seemed like wasting time on a lot of different things that didn't give me any results, which leaves me more space and like mental headspace to do the things at home that I'm still responsible to do and be with my kids and my husband. So like that's changed my life. And it's still like continuing to perfect that.
Awesome. So better, well, maybe like better life habits that exactly, hey, these are the things that give me the biggest results. And then also same thing with your business is like, hey, if I do these things consistently, this is the result I get from that.
Yeah, and one of the big things too, and I did the water fast that you did that might like totally changed my life. I realized like how much of my faith was missing, not just in my life, but in my practice. And I've been like down a whole different path with that in the last couple months, and it's really been like transformative for me and just better overall for my life.
That's awesome. So I love hearing that. Anna, what about you?
I think one of the things has been working on what my standards are. What are my standards for me? What are my standards for the practice? Valuing what I have to offer. And then, applying it to my personal self as well, same as Jerry. I think many times we become doubtful and a little hesitant, and we've been down so many paths. So working on that consistency and knowing that the results are going to come, we just have to stick to it a little longer. I think many times we tend to give up pretty fast. It seems like it's not, but it actually is, because if you're only doing things, changes for like 3 months, that's only been 3 months.
Yeah.
You need a lot more time, and then also to just build those habits within you.
Yeah, I mean, I always compare it to, weight loss, right? Most people give up between that fourth and sixth week, which is kind of like when they see the big result. And so it's like people give up too early and they don't get started soon enough, and that's kind of a classic example of that. But uh I think what's cool about you guys and what I'm hearing is, I mean, you kind of sound like you live the habit-based lifestyle. um
Yeah.
you've really adopted that into your life, which is amazing, because here we are teaching you guys about business, yet it's really adopting it in all areas of your life and being able to leverage what you're learning here and push those into other areas that you want to improve on. So I think that's really cool. What
Yeah.
has been, I know, Jerry, we talked a little bit about you as, talking about like a tangible result as far as like financials. I know you shared something with me prior to
Hmm.
kind of getting on this, but like what's been maybe the most tangible result for you from a financial standpoint?
Yeah, well, I had like my best month ever in practice last month, best Q1. But bigger than that, like I had part-time job as a content writer, for like the number one functional medicine magazine on the interwebs, but it was very time consuming. It was pulling me away from my practice and it was like a lot of mental work. So I was able to let that go last month. And so that was huge that I could get that time back to focus on my practice.
That's amazing. And I know you said you've already made more in Q1 this year than you made
All of
what was
last year.
all of last year. Yeah, so
Yes.
that's been
So I opened up here in May of 2023, and I think all through the summer was just like so much marketing. I really wasn't seeing many patients, but even so, like that's huge to make more in Q1 than a half a year or three-quarters of a year.
yeah, that's amazing. And we're just getting started.
Yeah, it's just getting going.
Anna, what about you as far as like tangible results? Like what's been maybe the most significant with you for that?
So I think the visibility of the clinic has definitely increased. And then these last 2 months have been really good. I mean, the clinic's always done well, but these last 2 months we've been able to increase the amount of people that we've been seeing. And this month specifically, and we're just halfway through the month, I'm already close to whatever we usually make in a whole month in just like 2 weeks. So hopefully closing this month, we're gonna be topping, all the other months in the last, what, 5, 6 years that we've been open.
Wow, that's amazing. That's
Mhm.
awesome. Congratulations. Let me ask you guys this. What would you say, Anna? We'll start with you. What would you say has been maybe a non expected result that you've gotten out of the program that you weren't expecting?
I think definitely, I know I was expecting to, of course, increase the amount of people that we see, increase the amount of money that we're making. I think for me, it's on the personal level. I feel like I've broken through another little shell and I'm really coming out of that. I am going through a different phase in my life. I am gonna be a mom soon. So I think doing this program has really kind of shifted my mindset and I feel a lot more confident. I feel confident in where the clinic's gonna go, in how much we're gonna grow. Bringing back the topic of faith that Jerry just mentioned, I think that was big for us too. Not doubting so much and just, shifting our energy to a positive energy of like, this is gonna work and it can work if we stick to it. So for me, it's definitely been like personal growth, getting out of my comfort zone, being able to be in the public eye, more comfort there.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I love hearing that. JheriAnne, what about you?
I would say all the things Anna said, in addition to like who you're surrounded by in HBL, like you're like top tier people that are all striving for the same thing, which after you've gone through medical school and all these education you have, like to be surrounded by people that are operating at this level, it just pushes you even more. And hearing everyone's wins and things that they're doing and everyone's just supporting each other because we all want each other to succeed, like that's huge. You don't really just get that, on your
Yeah, for
own.
sure. I mean, when you're on your own, it's kind of like you're out on an island, kind
Mhm.
of playing solo. So to be part of a community, to be part of a culture of seeing other people win and wanting you to win too, and being able to
Right.
celebrate that, I think is really important. So what is I know we kind of talked a little bit about the community aspect of it, but like as far as the coaching calls that you guys are on every week, like how does that really help you shift, where you're at? Because I know a lot of times people do coaching programs, but they don't really get coaching, you know, they just kind of have somebody up there talking the whole time and nobody gets to participate. But like, what has that been like for you guys?
Good.
Yeah,
It's been really helpful.
yeah, I think it challenges us. It's not just like, hey, what did you do? It's like you give us actionable things that you hold us accountable to, and like doing it in the moment. Like last week when you had me confront someone and I was like, I'm really uncomfortable. Like I need to get to that place, because if I don't get to that place, I'm not going to grow. And so, and that's what we were looking for in a coach. We didn't want someone that was going to be gentle. We wanted someone that had results that they could
Hey,
help
come on
us
now.
with.
I'm not
Like,
gentle. What?
I want to say, like,
I'm just
you're
kidding.
you're a coach that, you know, can be gentle, but it's also like some people need that. Like you need like someone that's putting a fire under you and not just pacifying you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say too that the calls on a weekly basis, it's kind of like you go through the week and then it's like a curve, right? You can start off a little low and then you peak and then you start going back down, but then you have the call and you're like, all right, let's back up. We got to do our work. Let's get back on it. Whereas if we didn't have that, and you know, we haven't had that in the past, we try to keep each other accountable, but there's so many times that we're both at our lows, right? We're
Yeah.
drained, we're tired, and it's hard for us to motivate each other. So the calls really help us stay on track.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, let's say someone's a naturopathic doctor, you know, maybe they're a health professional listening to this and they're like, hey, should I do this? I know there's a lot of people have programs out there that, you know, maybe aren't results based, you know, they're more kind of like touchy feely based and, you know, not real a lot of action. Like, what would you tell that person about habit-based lifestyle?
It is all about the lifestyle. It is about discipline. It's about figuring out what you need to improve in yourself and how you can bring that to your practice, how you can improve your sales and improve the way you speak to your patients or your clients. It is a lifestyle, so you got to get used to these habits and doing them every single day. But it's really helpful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
JheriAnne, what about you?
I would say like the traditional naturopathic medicine model, like one-on-one care, that's what all naturopaths are doing. And I think part of the issue why they don't want to do programs like this is that they think, well, it's going to bring me out of that. And I think that's the opposite. Like you're going to reach more people, you're going to streamline your care more, and you're going to be actually offering them the results that you know that they can get because they're committing to time with you. And that's really what our patients need. Like we're seeing really sick people. And a lot of these people need a lot of care.
That's amazing. Well, hey, super proud of both of you guys. Excited to continue to work with you and just see the results and changes you're making. And just want to thank you guys for being a part of the habit-based lifestyle community. And then really looking forward to seeing where you guys go from here.
Yeah.
Thank you,
I'm
Jesse.
excited to continue. Thanks,
If
Jesse.
you, if you guys want to be part of the habit-based lifestyle community, you can simply check the show notes and look for our link directly to our Facebook group, Habit-Based Lifestyle and Business Secrets. If you have any questions or need help with growing your business, you can simply reach out to me, Jesse at habitbasedlifestyle.com. Until next episode, have a great day.
You are tuning in to the Habit-Based Lifestyle Podcast with your host, Jesse Ewell. This is the Habit-Based Lifestyle. Let's go.